Before we begin, save this meditation so you can return to it every day for the next 30 days. This is not meant to be something you listen to once and immediately leave behind. It is a 30-day practice created to help you loosen the fear of rejection, quiet relationship anxiety, and remain connected to yourself even when another person feels distant, distracted, uncertain, or unavailable. For the next 30 days, you will practice experiencing closeness without allowing fear to erase your sense of self. You will practice noticing the difference between what is happening now and what an older fear is predicting. You will practice allowing connection to matter without making another person's response the only place where your safety lives. This journey is not about becoming emotionally detached. It is not about pretending you do not care. It is not about ignoring meaningful concerns, tolerating disrespect, or convincing yourself that every relationship is safe. It is about building a steadier inner foundation so you can respond to relationships with greater clarity instead of reacting only from fear. You may recognize this fear in the urge to check your phone repeatedly. You may notice it when a delayed reply begins feeling like rejection. You may notice it when a change in tone causes your mind to search for what went wrong. You may feel it when you over-explain, apologize too quickly, ask for reassurance again and again, or abandon your own needs to keep someone close. You may notice yourself studying every message, every pause, every expression, and every small change in behavior. Your mind may believe that constant analysis will protect you from being surprised. It may believe that if you can predict rejection before it arrives, it will hurt less. But constant vigilance rarely creates lasting security. It keeps your body prepared for loss, even while connection may still be present. This meditation will help you practice another way. Subscribe now so this meditation remains easy to find, and so you can continue your transformation with the other guided practices on this channel. Choose a time you can return each day. You may listen in the morning before the uncertainty of the day becomes loud. You may listen in the evening when you are ready to release the conversations, messages, pauses, and worries you have been carrying. You may listen before sleep when your body is naturally becoming quieter and your conscious mind is beginning to loosen its grip. The exact time matters less than your willingness to return. For the next 30 days, allow repetition to become part of the process. You may notice certain words reaching you differently as the days pass. You may become more aware of the moment when fear begins writing a story before you have enough information. You may recognize the urge to chase, explain, fix, prove, or secure closeness immediately. You may notice when you begin leaving yourself emotionally because you are afraid someone else might leave. Some days this practice may feel deeply calming. Other days you may feel restless, resistant, sad, or numb. Both experiences are allowed. Emotional security is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is waiting 5 minutes before sending another message. Sometimes it is asking one clear question instead of creating 10 imagined answers. Sometimes it is recognizing that discomfort is present without treating discomfort as proof that something is wrong. Sometimes it is allowing another person to have a mood, a schedule, or a need for space without making their experience a judgment about your worth. Sometimes it is realizing that if someone does choose distance, you will still remain connected to yourself. Missing one day does not erase what you have already practiced. Simply return the following day. You do not need to begin again from the beginning. You do not need to criticize yourself. You only need to come back. You may also comment with the day you are completing, beginning with day 1 today. Each time you return, update your number. Let it become a visible record of the promise you are keeping to yourself. Not a promise that no one will ever disappoint you. A promise that you will stop abandoning yourself while waiting to see what someone else will do. Make sure you are in a comfortable and safe place where you can fully relax. Do not listen while driving or doing anything that requires your complete attention. Allow your body to settle into the position that feels most supportive. You may lie down or remain seated. Let your hands rest naturally. Let your legs become comfortable. Allow your eyes to close whenever you feel ready. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is nowhere else you need to be right now. There is no message you need to reread during this breath. There is no response you need to predict. There is no conversation you need to solve in your imagination. No one must reassure you before your body is allowed to soften. For this moment, allow every relationship to remain exactly where it is. Bring your awareness to the surface beneath your body. Notice the places where you are being supported. Feel the weight of your head. Feel your shoulders. Feel your back, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Allow yourself to become a little heavier. You may have been holding yourself as though bad news could arrive at any moment. You may have remained emotionally alert, searching for changes in tone, timing, attention, affection, or availability. You may have felt responsible for keeping every connection stable. You do not need to hold your body so tightly right now. Let the surface beneath you carry some of the weight. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Imagine a gentle warmth beginning there. It is soft and patient. It does not demand that you relax perfectly. It simply invites the muscles around your scalp to loosen. Allow that warmth to move toward your forehead. Notice whether you have been holding tension between your eyebrows. Perhaps your mind has been reviewing a conversation. Perhaps it has been comparing what someone said today with what they said yesterday. Perhaps it has been searching for the exact moment when their energy changed. Let your forehead smooth. Let the muscles around your eyes soften. Your eyes may have watched a screen for a reply. They may have searched a face for reassurance. They may have studied someone's expression, looking for signs that you were still wanted. They may have read the same words more than once, hoping to find certainty inside them. For now, your eyes can rest. Let your cheeks become heavy. Release your jaw. Allow a small space to form between your upper and lower teeth. Let your tongue rest gently. You do not need to prepare another explanation. You do not need to convince anyone that your feelings are valid. You do not need to rehearse what you will say if they leave. You do not need to defend why you care. Let your mouth become still. Bring your attention to your neck. Notice whether it has been holding the strain of everything left unsaid. Perhaps you have been afraid to ask directly for what you need. Perhaps you have said too much because silence felt dangerous. Perhaps you have agreed when you wanted to pause. Perhaps you have stayed quiet because you feared that honesty would create distance. Imagine that strain beginning to loosen. Let the muscles along the sides of your neck soften. Let the back of your neck become supported. Allow your shoulders to move away from your ears. Your shoulders may have been carrying the responsibility for another person's mood. They may have been carrying the pressure to stay likable, easy, available, understanding, attractive, useful, agreeable, or emotionally perfect. They may have been carrying the belief that one wrong move could make someone withdraw. You do not need to carry all of that in this moment. Let your shoulders become loose and heavy. Feel the relaxation moving down both arms through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and into your hands. Let your palms soften. Release each finger. Your hands may have reached for your phone before you were ready. They may have typed messages and deleted them. They may have sent another message because waiting felt unbearable. They may have held on to someone because the thought of loosening your grip felt like losing them. Your hands do not have to hold any relationship in place right now. Let them rest. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your awareness to your chest. Notice the gentle rise and fall created by your breathing. You do not need to change it. Simply observe. Your heart may have learned to connect love with uncertainty. It may have learned that closeness can change quickly. It may have learned to expect distance, silence, criticism, inconsistency, or loss. It may react before your mind has enough information. Allow the muscles around your ribs to soften. Let your upper back become heavier. Let the space between your shoulder blades release. Bring your awareness to your heart area. You may notice fear. You may notice longing. You may notice sadness. You may notice anger, hope, embarrassment, numbness, or a confusing mixture of many emotions. There is no correct experience. You do not need to force yourself to feel secure. You are simply making room for what is already here. Bring your attention to your stomach. Let it soften. Relationship anxiety may have lived here as a knot, a drop, a hollow feeling, nausea, or pressure. Your body may tighten when someone becomes quiet. It may react to a delayed response, as though something important is about to be taken away. You do not need to brace for an ending that is not happening in this room. Allow your abdomen to expand naturally as you breathe. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the relaxation moving through your lower back. Let the muscles become warm and supported. Let your hips become heavy. Release any tightness you have been holding through your pelvis. Allow the softness to move down through your thighs. Feel the weight of both legs. Let the muscles around your knees loosen. Let the relaxation continue down through your calves, your ankles, and into your feet. Notice your heels. Notice the soles of your feet. Notice each toe. Let your entire body become still without forcing it to be still. You may continue noticing sensations. You may hear sounds around you. You may notice thoughts arriving. Relaxation does not require the absence of relationship thoughts. It is the decision to stop following every thought into an imagined future. For the next few moments, rest inside the rhythm of your breathing. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine that every exhale lowers the volume of fear. The relationships do not disappear. They simply move farther away from the center of your awareness. The unanswered message becomes quieter. The uncertain tone becomes quieter. The question of what they are thinking becomes quieter. The fear that you did something wrong becomes quieter. The belief that you must act immediately becomes quieter. You are not ignoring reality. You are creating enough space to meet reality without being consumed by it. Now imagine yourself standing on a quiet shoreline just before dawn. The sky is deep blue, and a thin line of gold is beginning to form at the horizon. The air is cool and gentle. The water stretches before you, calm enough to reflect the first light. To your left, there is a small harbor. Several boats rest on the water. Some are tied close to the dock. Some are farther out. Some move slowly with the current. One may be approaching. Another may be turning toward open water. This harbor represents your relationships. Each boat represents a person, a connection, or a bond that matters to you. The shoreline represents your relationship with yourself. Notice the ground beneath your feet. It is steady. The boats may move. The water may change. The tide may rise and fall, but the shoreline remains. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Silently repeat, I am the shoreline. I do not disappear when another person moves. Again, I am the shoreline. I do not disappear when another person moves. Walk slowly toward the harbor. Notice the wooden dock extending over the water. The boards are strong and weathered. They have carried many footsteps. They have remained through bright mornings, difficult storms, changing tides, arrivals, and departures. Step onto the dock. Feel the steadiness beneath your feet. You notice one boat tied nearby. This boat represents a relationship that feels important to you now. You do not need to force one person into your mind. Allow whoever or whatever connection arises to appear naturally. Notice the boat's color, shape, and distance. Perhaps it rests close to the dock. Perhaps it is farther away. Perhaps it moves gently with the water. Notice what your body does as you look at it. Do you feel calm? Do you feel the urge to pull it closer? Do you fear that the rope will loosen? Do you immediately search for signs that it is leaving? Do not judge your response. You are becoming aware. A small plaque on the dock reads, "Movement is not always rejection." Let those words settle. Movement is not always rejection. A boat may move because the water moves. A person may become quiet because they are tired. A response may be delayed because they are occupied. A tone may change because they are carrying something unrelated to you. Someone may need space without wanting to end the relationship. Someone may be less expressive without caring less. Someone may have limits that are not judgments. This does not mean every distance is harmless. It means distance and rejection are not automatically the same thing. Silently say, I can notice movement without immediately naming it abandonment. Again, I can notice movement without immediately naming it abandonment. You see a rope connecting the boat to the dock. This rope represents communication. Healthy connection allows movement. The rope does not trap the boat. It does not force the boat against the dock. It provides a point of contact while allowing space for the water to move. Notice whether you have tried to pull the rope too tightly. Perhaps you have asked for reassurance after reassurance. Perhaps you have sent another message because the first one did not calm you enough. Perhaps you have tried to control closeness because uncertainty felt unbearable. You do not need to shame yourself for this. The tighter grip was trying to create safety, but connection cannot breathe when fear is pulling constantly. Place your hand on the rope. Feel its texture. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine loosening your grip slightly, not releasing the connection, not pretending you do not care, simply allowing 1 inch of space. Silently say, I can remain connected without gripping. Again, I can remain connected without gripping. Notice how the rope remains secure even when your hand softens. The relationship does not disappear because you stop controlling every moment. The boat does not vanish because you allow it to move. Step back and look across the harbor. You notice several markers floating on the water. Each one carries a word. The first marker says facts. The second says fear. A small lantern appears in your hand. This lantern represents awareness. You will use it to distinguish what is happening now from what an older fear is predicting. Turn toward the marker labeled facts. Ask yourself, what do I actually know? Perhaps you know that a message has not been answered yet. Perhaps you know that someone sounded quieter today. Perhaps you know that a plan changed. Perhaps you know that they asked for space. Perhaps you know that they did not respond in the way you hoped. These are facts. Now turn toward the marker labeled fear. Ask yourself, what is my mind adding? Perhaps your mind says they are losing interest. Perhaps it says you are too much. Perhaps it says you ruined everything. Perhaps it says they found someone better. Perhaps it says the relationship is ending. Perhaps it says you must fix it before it is too late. These may be fears. A fear can feel completely true without being fully supported by the present. Hold the lantern between the 2 markers. Silently say, a feeling is real, but it is not always a forecast. Again, a feeling is real, but it is not always a forecast. Let those words settle. Your fear deserves compassion. It does not automatically deserve control. You can feel afraid and still wait for more information. You can feel uncertain and still remain grounded. You can feel activated and still choose not to react immediately. Walk farther down the dock. You reach a small, sheltered area with a bench. Sit. Above the bench is a sign that reads, "Pause before pursuit." This space represents the moment between fear and action. The moment before you send another message. The moment before you apologize without knowing what you did. The moment before you over-explain. The moment before you agree to something you do not want. The moment before you ask for reassurance again. The moment before you search for clues. This pause is not a punishment. It is where you return to yourself. Place one hand over your heart and one hand over your stomach. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold gently. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold gently. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ask yourself, what am I hoping this action will give me? Certainty, reassurance, relief, control, proof that I matter, protection from being surprised. Let the answer rise. Now ask, is there a way I can offer part of that to myself before I reach outward? Perhaps you can offer reassurance by reminding yourself that silence does not erase your worth. Perhaps you can offer certainty by acknowledging what you do know. Perhaps you can offer control by choosing how you will respond. Perhaps you can offer comfort by breathing, moving, resting, or speaking to someone safe. Perhaps you can offer dignity by waiting until you can communicate clearly. Silently say, I can support myself before I seek reassurance. Again, I can support myself before I seek reassurance. This does not mean you should never ask for reassurance. It means reassurance becomes one source of support, not the only place where your stability lives. You notice a small bell beside the bench. This bell represents direct communication. Healthy communication is different from anxious pursuit. Anxious pursuit asks the same question repeatedly because the nervous system has not accepted the answer. Direct communication asks clearly, listens carefully, and then decides what the information means. Imagine ringing the bell once. Its sound travels across the harbor. Silently practice saying, I notice some distance, and I would like to understand what is happening. Pause. I care about this connection, and I also want to communicate clearly. Pause. I do not want to assume. Can we talk about this? Pause. I need consistency in close relationships. Pause. I can respect your need for space, and I also need clarity. Pause. I am feeling activated, so I'm going to pause before we continue. These words do not beg. They do not accuse. They do not erase you. They create a bridge between honesty and self-respect. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand from the bench and continue along the dock. You come to a small boathouse. The door is open. Step inside. The boathouse contains several shelves. On each shelf are objects representing behaviors you may use when you fear rejection. On the first shelf is a magnifying glass. This represents overanalyzing. Pick it up. You may have used it to examine response times, punctuation, facial expressions, social media activity, changes in routine, or small differences in affection. Your mind may believe that if it examines enough details, it can prevent pain. But the magnifying glass can make every small uncertainty look enormous. Hold it gently. Silently say, I do not need to investigate every change. Again, I do not need to investigate every change. Place the magnifying glass back on the shelf. On the second shelf is a stack of letters. These represent over-explaining. Perhaps you have written long messages to make sure you are understood. Perhaps you have explained your feelings repeatedly because you feared being seen incorrectly. Perhaps you have tried to make your needs sound reasonable enough to prevent rejection. Pick up one letter. Notice how heavy it feels. You are allowed to explain yourself, but you do not have to write an entire case for why you deserve basic care. You do not have to present evidence for every emotion. You do not have to make your needs impossible to disagree with. Silently say, I can communicate clearly without explaining myself into exhaustion. Again, I can communicate clearly without explaining myself into exhaustion. Place the letters back on the shelf. On the third shelf is a small mask. This represents becoming whoever you believe the other person wants. Perhaps you hide your preferences. Perhaps you agree too quickly. Perhaps you become quieter, easier, less needy, less emotional, less visible. Perhaps you fear that being fully known will create distance. Pick up the mask. Look at it. This mask may have helped you stay connected before, but connection that requires you to disappear does not create security. Place the mask down. Silently say, I do not have to become less of myself to remain lovable. Again, I do not have to become less of myself to remain lovable. On the fourth shelf is a rope tied into many knots. This represents reassurance loops. One question leads to another. Do you still care? Are you upset? Did I do something? Are you sure? Do you promise? Each answer may calm you briefly, but the relief fades because the fear lives deeper than the question. Pick up the rope. Begin loosening one knot. You do not need to untie everything today. Loosen one. Silently say, one answer can be enough for this moment. Again, one answer can be enough for this moment. Place the rope down. On the final shelf is an empty chair. This represents the space you abandon within yourself when your attention becomes consumed by another person. Sit in the chair. Feel what it means to return. Your own thoughts, your own needs, your own plans, your own body, your own day, your own life. A relationship can matter deeply without becoming the only room you live in. Silently say, I return to the life that continues inside me. Again, I return to the life that continues inside me. Leave the boathouse. The sun has risen slightly higher. Walk back toward the shoreline. As you step off the dock, you notice that the land is wider than you first realized. There are trees, pathways, flowers, a small cottage, and hills beyond the harbor. The shoreline has a life of its own. This represents the parts of you that remain even when another person is uncertain. Your interests remain. Your values remain. Your body remains. Your work remains. Your friendships remain. Your creativity remains. Your future remains. your ability to choose remains. Walk toward the small cottage. The door opens easily. Inside is a warm room with a fireplace, a comfortable chair, and a large window overlooking the water. This is your inner home, a place that belongs to you, a place where you can return no matter what another person decides. Sit in the chair. Notice the warmth of the room. Notice the steady walls. Notice the window. You can see the boats from here, but you are not standing at the edge of the dock. You are observing from a place of support. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Silently say, I can care about what happens without standing guard over it. Again, I can care about what happens without standing guard over it. You notice a table beside the chair. On the table are several small cards. Pick up the first. It reads, another person's availability is information, not a verdict. Let that settle. If someone is inconsistent, unavailable, avoidant, unclear, or unable to meet you, this gives you information. It may be painful information, but it is not proof that you are unworthy. Pick up the second card. It reads, uncertainty does not require immediate action. Let that settle. You are allowed to wait. You are allowed to gather information. You are allowed to let emotions settle before deciding. Pick up the third card. It reads, closeness should not require self-erasure. Let that settle. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to have limits. You are allowed to remain visible. Pick up the fourth card. It reads, rejection can hurt without defining me. Let that settle. You may not be able to prevent every ending. You may not be chosen by everyone you choose. You may experience disappointment, but disappointment is not the same as destruction. The pain of rejection does not prove the story that you are unlovable. Pick up the fifth card. It reads, I can survive not knowing. Let that settle. Not knowing is uncomfortable, but discomfort can be carried. A question can remain unanswered for a few hours. A conversation can wait until tomorrow. A feeling can move through your body without becoming a command. Place the cards against your heart. Allow their words to settle. Another person's availability is information, not a verdict. Uncertainty does not require immediate action. Closeness should not require self-erasure. Rejection can hurt without defining me. I can survive not knowing. The fireplace glows gently. You notice a small child sitting near it. As you move closer, you recognize them. This is a younger version of you, the version who first learned to fear being left, ignored, replaced, criticized, or emotionally forgotten. Notice their age. Notice what they are wearing. Notice the expression on their face. Perhaps they are watching a door. Perhaps they are listening for footsteps. Perhaps they are waiting for someone to return. Perhaps they are trying to become easier to love. Sit beside them. You do not need to explain what the adults around them could not provide. You do not need to tell them they should not feel afraid. Simply let them know that you see what they learned. Silently say, you noticed when closeness changed. Pause. You noticed when someone became unavailable. Pause. You learned to watch carefully. Pause. You learned to adjust yourself. Pause. You learned to work for reassurance. Pause. You believed that if you were good enough, useful enough, quiet enough, or pleasing enough, no one would leave. Pause. You were trying to stay safe. Notice how the child responds. They may look at you. They may remain guarded. They may cry. They may move closer. They may feel nothing yet. Every response is allowed. Ask them gently, what are you afraid will happen if we stop watching? Listen. Perhaps they fear being surprised. Perhaps they fear missing a sign. Perhaps they fear being forgotten. Perhaps they fear that no one will come back. Perhaps they fear that if they relax, love will disappear. Place one hand over your heart. Offer your other hand to the child. Silently say, I cannot promise that everyone will stay. Pause. But I can promise that I will stay with you. Pause. I will listen when you are afraid. Pause. I will not call you too much. Pause. I will not shame you for wanting closeness. Pause. I will not force you to chase someone for proof that you matter. Pause. I will help us ask clear questions. Pause. I will help us notice what is real. Pause. I will protect our dignity. Pause. I will not abandon us to keep someone else near. Let those words settle. The child reaches toward your hand. Imagine bringing them closer. Tell them, we do not have to watch the harbor all night. We can rest. We can let people reveal who they are. We can believe patterns without blaming ourselves for them. We can care deeply without disappearing. We can feel afraid and still choose slowly. The child leans against you. Their outline begins glowing softly. They do not disappear. They become part of your compassion. Their sensitivity becomes your awareness. Their fear becomes a signal, not a ruler. Their desire for closeness becomes your ability to love without leaving yourself. Place your hand over your heart. Silently say, I am becoming emotionally safe for myself. Again, I am becoming emotionally safe for myself. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice another doorway in the cottage. Walk through it. You enter a room with 2 windows. One window faces the harbor. The other faces the land. The harbor window represents connection. The land window represents self-connection. For a long time, you may have stood only at the harbor window, watching, waiting, interpreting. You may have forgotten that another view existed. Walk toward the land window. Outside, you see a path leading through trees. This path represents your own life, your goals, your friendships, your health, your creativity, your work, your rest, your curiosity, your joy, your future. Notice which part of your life has become quieter because relationship anxiety has taken so much attention. Perhaps your work, perhaps your sleep, perhaps your friendships, perhaps your appetite, perhaps your routines, perhaps your creativity, perhaps your ability to enjoy a day without checking. Choose one area. Imagine opening the land window. Fresh air enters the room. Silently say, my life deserves my attention too. Again, my life deserves my attention too. See yourself returning energy to that part of your life, completing one task, calling one friend, going outside, preparing food, resting, creating, learning, moving your body, making a plan that does not depend on another person's availability. This is not a distraction from love. It is participation in your own life. Walk back toward the harbor window. You can still see the boats. One boat may have moved closer. Another may be farther away. You do not need to decide what every movement means. You can look at the harbor and the land. Connection and self-connection can exist together. Silently say, I can turn toward love without turning away from myself. Again, I can turn toward love without turning away from myself. Leave the cottage and return outside. The sky has become brighter. Walk along the shoreline until you reach a stone lighthouse. The lighthouse stands tall at the edge of the water. Its light moves slowly across the harbor. This lighthouse represents your inner guidance. It does not chase boats. It does not control the tide. It remains visible. It communicates clearly. It helps you orient yourself. Enter the lighthouse. A spiral staircase leads upward. Begin climbing. Each step represents a question you can ask when fear becomes loud. The first step asks, what are the present facts? Take the step. The second asks, what am I assuming? Take the step. The third asks, what emotion is present in my body? Take the step. The fourth asks, what do I need right now? Take the step. The fifth asks, does this require communication or does it require self-soothing first? Take the step. The sixth asks, what choice protects both connection and self-respect? Take the step. The seventh asks, what would I do if I trusted that I could handle the answer? Take the step. You reach the top. The lighthouse room is surrounded by windows. You can see the entire harbor. From this height, each boat becomes part of a larger picture. One movement no longer fills the entire view. This is what perspective feels like. A delayed response is one moment. A change in tone is one piece of information. A disagreement is one event. A relationship concern deserves attention, but it does not automatically become your entire identity. The lighthouse beam turns slowly. It reveals one area of water at a time. Your awareness can do the same. You do not need to illuminate every possible future. You need enough light for the next honest step. Silently say, I do not need the whole answer to choose my next grounded action. Again, I do not need the whole answer to choose my next grounded action. You notice a logbook on a small table. Open it. The pages contain patterns, not isolated moments. Patterns help you distinguish old fear from meaningful information. One delayed response may not mean rejection. Repeated inconsistency may be information. One quiet day may not mean withdrawal. Chronic avoidance of communication may be information. One misunderstanding may not mean incompatibility. Repeated disrespect may be information. Your goal is not to convince yourself that everything is fine. Your goal is to see clearly. Silently say, I can be compassionate with my fear and honest about patterns. Again, I can be compassionate with my fear and honest about patterns. Turn a page. You see 3 questions. Does this relationship allow honest communication? Does this relationship make room for my needs? Do actions and words become reasonably consistent over time? Let these questions settle. Security does not come only from calming yourself. It also grows through choosing relationships where communication, respect, accountability, and care are possible. You do not need to force security inside a connection that repeatedly removes the conditions for it. You are allowed to notice. You are allowed to decide. You are allowed to leave situations that require constant self-betrayal. The lighthouse does not tell you which choice to make. It helps you see. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk back down the staircase. With each step, bring the perspective with you. Present facts, assumptions, body, need, communication, self-soothing, self-respect, trust. Leave the lighthouse. You notice the tide beginning to change. The water pulls gently away from the shore. Some boats move farther out. Notice what happens in your body. The old fear may say, bring them back. Do something. Fix it. Reach. Prove. You do not need to obey immediately. Stand with both feet on the shoreline. Feel the ground. The tide changes. The shoreline remains. Silently say, distance can be uncomfortable without making me disappear. Again, distance can be uncomfortable without making me disappear. Watch one boat move farther away. Perhaps this represents someone needing space. Perhaps it represents uncertainty. Perhaps it represents an ending you fear. Allow the image to exist. You do not need to force the boat closer. You do not need to pretend you do not care. Place one hand over your heart. Silently say, if this connection changes, I will still be here. Again, if this connection changes, I will still be here. I will still have a body. I will still have breath. I will still have choices. I will still have people who care. I will still have the ability to grieve. I will still have the ability to heal. I will still have a future. I will still belong to myself. Let those words settle. The fear of rejection may tell you that an ending would erase everything. But pain is not erasure. Grief is not disappearance. You can be hurt and remain whole enough to continue. You can be disappointed and remain worthy. You can be rejected and remain lovable. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. The tide begins moving inward again. One boat drifts closer. Notice whether your body immediately relaxes. Notice whether closeness creates another fear. What if it leaves again? What if I trust too much? What if I need them? Security is not only staying calm during distance, it is also allowing closeness without losing yourself inside it. Watch the boat approach. You do not need to run toward it. You do not need to merge with it. You can welcome connection from the shoreline. Silently say, I can enjoy closeness without demanding permanence from every moment. Again, I can enjoy closeness without demanding permanence from every moment. The boat rests near the dock. You allow yourself to appreciate its presence. You do not use the present to bargain with the future. You do not say, because it is close now, it must never move. You receive the closeness that exists. You remain aware of the ground beneath you. This is secure love, not a guarantee that nothing changes. A relationship with closeness that does not require self-loss. Walk back toward the center of the shoreline. You see 6 stones, arranged in a circle. Each stone carries a word. The first says presence. Step onto it. Presence means returning to what is happening now, not what happened before, not what might happen later. Now, silently say, I meet this moment before I meet my fear. Step onto the second stone. It says clarity. Clarity means asking instead of assuming, observing patterns instead of interpreting every detail. Silently say, I choose clear information over imagined certainty. Step onto the third stone. It says dignity. Dignity means you do not need to beg for basic care. You do not need to chase someone who repeatedly refuses clarity. You do not need to erase your needs. Silently say, I protect my dignity while remaining open to love. Step onto the fourth stone. It says patience. Patience means you can allow a conversation to unfold. You can wait for more information. You can pause before reacting. Silently say, I do not have to decide everything while I am activated. Step on to the fifth stone. It says boundaries. Boundaries mean closeness has structure. You can care and still say no. You can understand and still require consistency. Silently say, my boundaries protect my ability to love without resentment. Step on to the final stone. It says self-return. Self-return means every time fear pulls your attention completely outward, you come back to your body, your values, your needs, your day, your life. Silently say, I know how to return to myself. Again, I know how to return to myself. Stand in the center of the stones. Presence, clarity, dignity, patience, boundaries, self-return. These qualities begin glowing beneath your feet. The light moves upward through your legs, your hips, your stomach, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your neck, your face, and the top of your head. You are not becoming detached. You are becoming anchored. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now imagine yourself 30 days from today. You are standing on this same shoreline. The harbor has not become completely still. The boats still move. Some days feel close. Some days feel uncertain. But something within you has changed. You no longer treat every movement as an emergency. You notice activation sooner. You feel the urge to check, chase, explain, or ask again. And then you pause. You ask what is real. You ask what you need. You choose whether communication is necessary. You return to your shoreline. See your day 30 self standing across from you. Notice their breathing. Notice their posture. Notice how their attention remains inside their body. They do not look cold. They do not look indifferent. They look present. They step closer. In their hand is a small anchor. It is light enough to carry. The anchor represents self-connection. They place it in your hands. They say, this anchor does not keep other people from moving. It keeps you from being carried away by every movement. Hold the anchor. Feel its weight. Silently say, I am anchored in myself while I love others. Again, I am anchored in myself while I love others. Your day 30 self asks, what would you stop doing if you trusted that your worth could survive someone's uncertainty. Allow an answer to rise. Perhaps you would stop sending repeated messages. Perhaps you would stop explaining every emotion. Perhaps you would stop apologizing for having needs. Perhaps you would stop checking for signs. Perhaps you would stop trying to become easier to keep. Perhaps you would stop ignoring inconsistent behavior. Perhaps you would stop treating every pause as a rejection. Choose one answer. See yourself practicing it. Your day 30 self asks, what would you begin doing if you trusted yourself more? Perhaps you would ask directly. Perhaps you would pause. Perhaps you would return to your plans. Perhaps you would set a boundary. Perhaps you would believe actions over anxious interpretations. Perhaps you would allow closeness to feel good without immediately preparing for loss. Choose one answer. See yourself practicing it. Your day 30 self says, this is how security grows, not through never feeling afraid, through refusing to abandon yourself when fear arrives. Let those words settle. Your day 30 self begins merging gently with you. Feel their steadiness entering your posture. Feel their clarity entering your mind. Feel their dignity entering your voice. Feel their patience entering your breath. Feel their self-connection entering your heart. You are not becoming someone else. You are practicing the version of yourself who can love without disappearing. Repeat silently or allow these words to move through your awareness. I am releasing the fear that every distance means rejection. I am releasing the belief that silence automatically means something is wrong. I am releasing the belief that I must act immediately when I feel uncertain. I am releasing the belief that another person's mood is always about me. I am releasing the belief that I must earn consistency. I am releasing the belief that I must become easier to love. I am releasing the belief that having needs makes me too much. I am releasing the belief that asking for clarity makes me difficult. I am releasing the belief that rejection determines my worth. I am releasing the belief that I cannot survive disappointment. I am learning to distinguish present facts from old fear. I am learning to pause before pursuit. I am learning to communicate directly. I am learning to tolerate uncertainty in small moments. I am learning to let patterns reveal themselves over time. I am learning to trust what I observe. I am learning to listen to my body without obeying every alarm. I am learning to remain connected to myself inside relationships. I can feel activated without reacting immediately. I can feel afraid without creating a story. I can feel uncertain without chasing certainty. I can want reassurance without requiring it every moment. I can ask for what I need clearly. I can listen to the answer. I can decide what the answer means for me. I can survive not knowing for a little while. I can allow another person to have a life outside of me. I can allow space without assuming abandonment. I can recognize when space becomes avoidance. I can be compassionate and discerning. I can be open and boundaried. I can care and remain grounded. I can love and remain myself. Another person's delayed response does not erase my worth. Another person's changed mood does not define me. Another person's confusion does not require me to become confused about myself. Another person's limitations are information. Another person's distance may be about them. Another person's inconsistency is not proof that I am unlovable. Another person's rejection cannot remove my humanity. I do not need to investigate every change. I do not need to analyze every word. I do not need to reread every message. I do not need to search for hidden meaning in every pause. I do not need to make every uncertainty personal. I do not need to predict rejection to protect myself from it. I do not need to become smaller to remain connected. I do not need to perform calmness while ignoring my needs. I do not need to beg for basic communication. I do not need to prove that I am worth staying for. I do not need to over-explain my feelings. I can speak simply. I can say, "This is what I noticed." I can say, "This is how I feel." I can say, "This is what I need." I can say, "I would like clarity." I can say, "I need time to think." I can say, "This does not work for me." I can say, "I care about you, and I also care about myself." I can say no without believing I will be abandoned. I can set a boundary without turning it into a threat. I can allow someone to respond however they respond. Their response gives me information. I remain free to choose. I am allowed to want closeness. I am allowed to want consistency. I am allowed to want reassurance. I am allowed to want communication. I am allowed to want affection. I am allowed to want emotional safety. My needs are not evidence that I am too much. My needs deserve honest attention. I can meet some needs within myself. I can ask others to meet needs they reasonably share responsibility for. I can recognize when a relationship cannot offer what I need. I can grieve without blaming myself. I can leave without calling myself unlovable. I can stay without abandoning my voice. I can wait without putting my life on hold. I can love without living at the edge of the dock. My life deserves my attention too. My body deserves my attention. My sleep deserves my attention. My work deserves my attention. My friendships deserve my attention. My creativity deserves my attention. My joy deserves my attention. My future deserves my attention. I return energy to the life inside me. I am more than one relationship. I am more than one person's opinion. I am more than one message. I am more than one moment of uncertainty. I am more than one rejection. I am more than the fear in my body. I am the shoreline. The boats may move. The tide may change. The weather may shift. I remain. I remain connected to my breath. I remain connected to my values. I remain connected to my dignity. I remain connected to my choices. I remain connected to myself. I can enjoy closeness without gripping. I can appreciate attention without needing it to continue every second. I can receive affection without immediately preparing for loss. I can let love feel good. I can allow another person to come closer. I can remain visible. I can remain honest. I can remain separate enough to stay whole. Closeness does not require merging. Love does not require constant access. Security does not require perfect certainty. A healthy relationship can include space. A healthy relationship can include disagreement. A healthy relationship can include independent needs. A healthy relationship can include repair. A healthy relationship can include honest questions. A healthy relationship can include boundaries. I am learning what secure connection feels like. It feels like room to breathe. It feels like communication. It feels like consistency over time. It feels like respect. It feels like being able to ask. It feels like being able to hear no. It feels like knowing I do not have to perform. It feels like remaining myself. I do not have to force security inside an unsafe pattern. I am allowed to notice repeated inconsistency. I am allowed to notice avoidance. I am allowed to notice disrespect. I am allowed to notice when my needs are repeatedly dismissed. I am allowed to believe patterns. I am allowed to seek relationships that support honesty and care. I am allowed to choose peace over confusion. I am allowed to walk away from connections that require constant self-betrayal. I am allowed to stay open to love without staying open to everything. I can be kind without being endlessly available. I can be understanding without abandoning discernment. I can forgive without returning. I can care without rescuing. I can miss someone without chasing them. I can love someone and still decide that a relationship is not healthy for me. I can feel grief and remain grounded. I can experience rejection and remain worthy. I can experience disappointment and remain lovable. I can experience an ending and remain whole enough to heal. I do not need to prevent every loss. I need to know that I will not lose myself. I stay with myself. I listen to myself. I protect myself. I soothe myself. I speak for myself. I return to myself. I am becoming emotionally safe for myself. I no longer shame the part of me that is afraid. I understand why it learned to watch. I understand why it learned to chase. I understand why it learned to explain. I understand why it learned to please. I thank that part for trying to protect me. I teach it that we have more choices now. We can pause. We can ask. We can wait. We can observe. We can decide. We can leave. We can stay. We can rest. We do not have to watch the harbor all night. I can support myself before I seek reassurance. I can calm my body before I send the message. I can write what I feel without sending it immediately. I can wait until my words are clear. I can let one answer be enough for this moment. I can notice when reassurance has become a loop. I can step out of the loop with compassion. I can place one hand over my heart. I can feel my feet. I can return to the room. I can name what is real. I can choose my next grounded action. I trust myself to handle clarity. I trust myself to hear the truth. I trust myself to ask difficult questions. I trust myself to recognize avoidance. I trust myself to recognize care. I trust myself to recognize patterns. I trust myself to protect my dignity. I trust myself to survive an answer I do not want. I trust myself to remain present when closeness feels good. I trust myself not to disappear. I trust myself with love. I am anchored in myself while I love others. I am the shoreline. I am the lighthouse. I am the inner home. I am the place I return to. Allow these words to settle into the quiet spaces of your mind. You do not need to believe every statement perfectly today. You are introducing new possibilities. You are teaching your nervous system that uncertainty can be experienced without becoming an emergency. You are teaching your mind that another person's movement does not erase your stability. You are teaching yourself that love can matter, without becoming the only place where you exist. Take a slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine the small anchor resting in your hands. Bring it toward your heart. The anchor begins dissolving into warm golden light. The light moves through your chest. It settles around your heart, creating steadiness without closing you. It moves across your shoulders, releasing the responsibility to hold every relationship in place. It moves down your arms and into your hands, softening the urge to reach before you are ready. It moves into your stomach, calming the place where uncertainty has lived. It moves through your hips, your legs, and your feet, connecting you to the shoreline beneath you. It moves upward through your neck, your face, your eyes, and the top of your head. Your entire body is held inside the understanding that you can love without abandoning yourself. The light expands around you. You see the harbor. You see the boats. You see the tide. You see the lighthouse. You see the cottage. You see the land beyond the shore. Your life is larger than the movement of one boat. Silently repeat, I can experience closeness without allowing fear to erase my sense of self. Again, I can experience closeness without allowing fear to erase my sense of self. You notice a small calendar near the cottage. It contains 30 spaces. The first space is illuminated. Today is not the day you eliminate every fear. Today is the day you practiced returning. Tomorrow, another space will illuminate, then another. Each day you return, you strengthen a new pattern. Pause, notice, breathe, separate facts from fear. Communicate clearly, return to yourself. Imagine yourself coming back tomorrow. You recognize the shoreline. Your body remembers the path. The harbor no longer feels like a place where you must stand guard. It becomes a place you can visit while remaining grounded in the land that belongs to you. Take another slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your awareness back to your physical body. Feel the surface beneath you. Notice the weight of your head. Notice your shoulders. Notice your arms and hands. Notice your back, your hips, your legs, and your feet. You do not need to rush out of this state. Let awareness return gradually. Before you open your eyes, choose one practice you will use within the next 24 hours. Pause before sending another message. Ask what you actually know. Place one hand over your heart. Wait 10 minutes before seeking reassurance. Communicate one need clearly. Return attention to one part of your own life. Choose one. See yourself doing it. This practice is not a test. It is evidence. Evidence that you are learning not to leave yourself when fear appears. Silently say, I will stay connected to myself through this moment. Again, I will stay connected to myself through this moment. Take a final slow breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Begin moving your fingers gently. Move your toes. If it feels comfortable, roll your shoulders or adjust your position. Let your body return at its own pace. Before you open your eyes, remember what you are committing to. Save this meditation. Return once a day for the next 30 days. Comment day 1 when you are finished today, then continue tracking each day you return. Subscribe so you can easily continue this journey and find more guided practices created to support healing, sleep, self-compassion, emotional freedom, and a more peaceful relationship with your mind, body, and connections. Do not measure your transformation only by whether you never feel relationship anxiety again. Look for the quieter changes. The moment you wait before sending another message. The moment you ask instead of assuming. The moment you recognize that a delayed reply is not a verdict. The moment you stop over-explaining. The moment you let one answer be enough. The moment you return attention to your own day. The moment you allow closeness without gripping. The moment you notice a pattern clearly. The moment you protect your dignity. The moment you remember that rejection can hurt without defining you. These are the places where security becomes visible. Today is complete. You have begun. You do not need to release every fear today. You only need to return tomorrow. Whenever you feel ready, gently open your eyes. Carry the shoreline with you. Carry the lighthouse with you. Carry the inner home with you. Carry the knowledge that another person may move closer or farther away without taking your entire sense of self with them. You are not too much for wanting love. You are not weak for feeling afraid. You are not unworthy because someone is uncertain. You are here. You are breathing. You are anchored. You are learning to love without leaving yourself. One pause, one boundary, one honest question, one act of self-return, and one day at a time.